tech startup Skyroot Aerospace, which has announced that they've raised recently $27.5 million in a pre-series C funding round that's been led by Temasek. Bharath Daka is a co-founder and COO at Skyroot and now joins us on the show. Good to have you on board. I think that this is going to bring your funding corpus to close to $95 million. So will you now be the largest Indian space tech startup, Bharath?
Yes, Avanne. We've been able to raise cumulatively $95 million with this fundraise, and for fortunate enough to be the largest space tech startup to be able to raise this amount of funding over the last few years.
Okay, so let's talk about this latest fundraise round. It was close to $27.5 million. Who were the investors that participated? Because some marquee names are involved. And take us through what exactly is the game plan. What are you going to do with these funds?
Yeah. So this fundraise was led by Temasek, was a well-renowned global private equity investor, and it is a great sign that global investor like Temasek has put in their trust in Indian space ecosystem in the first place, and of course as Skyroot also. And with this fundraise gives us wherewithal to be able to do multiple launches over the next few years. And we're targeting our first orbital launch early next year, and with this fundraise we'll be able to do a few more launches beyond that also. And also especially we'll be able to establish the necessary production infrastructure required to be able to achieve a high launch cadence, to be able to launch one rocket a month also in the few years down the line from 2025 onwards.
Let's discuss as well the second mission that you are preparing for as well. What is the game plan in terms of the timeline? How is that really going to enable the company to accelerate the upcoming launches as well that have been planned over the next couple of years?
So far we have launched a technology demonstrator mission called Vikram-S last year on the November 2022, which has proven our capability and the flight capability of the technologies we are developing. Our next big milestone is our orbital launch, where we'll be putting satellites in the orbit, and our maiden orbital launch of Vikram-1 launch vehicle, which we have recently unveiled at the inauguration ceremony of our new HQ. We'll be launching that rocket in the early 2024. With that mission, once it's successful, we'll be able to begin our commercial operations and do multiple launches. We expect to do 2 more launches next year and increase the frequency of launching as we proceed further. And that will enable our real vision with which we started, where to provide reliable, affordable, and on-demand space launch solutions, so from India to the satellite operators around the world.
That sounds so encouraging, and you're really at the forefront of technology as well, cutting-edge cryogenic technology as well. That you look advanced technologies like 3D printing as well as green propellants. What's the plan to really be at the forefront of this tech, and how are you looking to adopt a lot of this new technology in what you do?
So India is well known for its cost-effective space mission capabilities, and that translates to the Indian private industry as well. So Indian advantage is not only the cost-effectiveness at which we can execute the complex space tech activities like launch vehicles being one of them, but also the innovation we can bring in. The key aspect, as you rightly pointed out, is we are not building a very traditional heritage vehicle. We are bringing in a lot of new advanced technologies, like building the entire rocket with the advanced carbon fiber composite, which makes it very light and efficient for its weight class, and it enables the rocket to carry more heavier satellites than it can if we build the entire rocket with a metal engine. And using 3D printing for all the liquid engines we have on our rocket enables us to do faster iterations. Like we've been able to develop a cryogenic engine in less than, like from start to the test fire, in less than 2 years, sheerly because our ability to iterate very quickly due to 3D printing. Like any small change in the design, we can realize the next product within a week instead of waiting for redesigning the tooling for manufacturing and all the stuff. So this has compressed our developmental timelines, these new process innovations and also product innovation, as both reduced our developmental timelines and also made our end product of Vikram-S orbital launch, more efficient launch vehicle in its class of vehicles around the world.
Okay, and finally, tell us a little bit about how the government really has been supportive in a lot of these endeavors. That has really added to investor confidence, I'd imagine, to a large extent. How have you viewed the government's help?
Like we at Skyroot, we started in 2018, and 2020 has been a transformative year for Indian space industry due to the space reforms that have been introduced. It is as much a pivotal moment for Indian space history as much as the formation of ISRO itself in the 1960s. With these space reforms, it has enabled and given the confidence of very forward-looking regulatory regime in space sector in India for the investors. And space domain is still a very highly regulated domain for world over. And for investors to gain confidence, the enabling infrastructure and enabling policy of the nation very much helps for the investors to invest in the right technology startups, and especially space technology, where investors should only concentrate on assessing the technological capability and the market viability of a product. And the regulation should be as smooth and as seamless as possible in the sector to gain investor confidence in any sector in general, and space even more so. And that has exactly happened in India. And 2020 onwards, we've been seeing a lot of increase in funding, not just in the growth stage, but also in seed stages, which has not been so easy when we started back in 2018, when the regulatory uncertainty was there. This has enabled not just companies like Skyroot, we've been able to raise some growth capital, but even at early stage, multiple space tech ideas have been, with who found their niche, are being able to raise their seed capital to pursue their idea. And all credit goes to the vision of Indian government to introduce the reforms at the right moment, and at the pace at which those have been executed also has been unprecedented and has stood as an example for the world to watch over.
Wish you all the best. Thanks so much for joining in and sharing with us your vision as well as plans to leverage technology and, of course, the latest fundraise. Good to have you on board.
Thank you, Avanne. Thank you very much.
We'll take a short break right here on Startup Central. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.